I was born in Copacabana, and when I say the word Copacabana, for many people that are not familiar, you may think of this fantastic beach, and it is, full of beautiful girls in bikinis and young, strong boys playing football, volleyball. It is that. Festival, music, animation, vibrance, it's all that. But it's also, and most importantly, a place full of older persons. We have more older people in Copacabana proportionately than there is in Japan, the eldest country in the world. And this is because the urbanization of Copacabana, which happened in the 40s, 50s, 60s, the people, my parents' generation, young people that came to live there, they like it and they stay behind because their children and grandchildren have moved to other areas that are perhaps more fashionable and trendy. That was the inspiration that was given to me when I was asked in 2005 to give the keynote speech at the International Congress of Gerontology. They said, Alex, come with an idea that could hook the media and that the media could talk about gerontology, the Congress, aging. And I said, oh, I'm going to associate two things that in the imaginary of people, including Brazilians, they are not used to put together, Copacabana and aging. And what we did was simple. We went to the district, we invited all the people to sit around the table, groups of 8 or 10 focus groups. And we asked, what is to age in Copacabana? What would you like to see? What are the advantages and the barriers and the problems? How could you recommend things that could improve the quality of your lives? And when I mentioned this at the Congress with examples, people got excited from Japan, the States, Europe, and so on. And I said, okay, what we have done in a very improvised, informal way in Copacabana so that I would have ammunition to tell during this keynote speech, I'm going to make formal. We are going to tighten this methodology, and we are going to offer to cities that would be wanting to join us. And that was the beginning, 35 cities. We conducted this research simultaneously for 6 months. We got the results, digested them, and put in the concept with a framework of active aging, but also addressing the 8 dimensions that influence the quality of life of everybody, particularly older people. Transportation, housing, civic participation, the quality of and access to public buildings, the opportunities for information, communication, employment. And then we released the Age-Friendly Cities Guide, the WHO Age-Friendly Cities Guide. It is then the WHO website for anybody to use, which provides a tool for people in other cities that want to take this further. Suddenly, it became a global movement. And now we have hundreds of cities, over 1,000 cities, that are participating in this tremendous network and movement, lively. Because the other thing that is tremendous is that people can compare what is being done in Bangkok, in Buenos Aires, that could be useful in New York or Adelaide. And what is being done in Adelaide that could be useful for Geneva, Mexico City, or New Delhi. And this cross-fertilization of ideas, we are in the day and age of networks. And it is facilitated these networks that we have now seen the emergence of this global movement that we haven't seen anything yet. It has mileage. It's going to grow. There is one thing that I believe strongly. I believe in leadership, in vision. There was a man that was inspirational. He was perhaps the best-known gerontologist of the 20th century. He died recently, and his name was Bob Butler, a giant in gerontology. He established the first National Institute of Aging in Washington, and then he retired at the age of 70, compulsory, and went back to New York, his home city, and created the first International Longevity Center. This was around 1995. For the next 12 years, this first ILC started to procreate, and subsequently we had one in Paris, in Moscow, in Tokyo, and there are about 12 ILCs in the world now. The most recent is the one that I established, as it was very much Bob's wish to have one in Brazil, and it was created early in 2012. And I think that this is an idea that could grow here in Adelaide, to have an ILC that would be a focus for research, more than research, because research is already conducted in the universities that we have here. But it's more to act as a think tank, to take the main issues of the day for policy development, to offer society a research agenda, what is needed, what do we need to know better that at the moment is a bit obscure. And these are the issues that ILCs are best doing everywhere in the world. And we have many ways to communicate, but also we meet presential meetings every year, taking opportunity of an international conference to which many of these people will be attending anyway. For instance, now in 2012, for the first time at the International Federation of Aging conference in Prague in May 2012, we are going to have the first meeting, the first symposium on aging in the BRICS countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China. This is new. This is the emerging world that is coming with full force, with a tremendous transformational power, and we need to learn from each other what these increasingly important and influential countries are going to do. And if Adelaide is there, facilitating, contributing, but also beneficiary of this new information, I think that could be terrific, both to the other countries and to Adelaide, because it would position Adelaide exactly in the way that I would like to see it, as a laboratory for new ideas, to think in terms of new policies, and to advance the knowledge about aging.